Right, afternoon both. At the end of the day in the UK, Mary and Gareth. Been another day of collaboration.
Yeah,
Have you both enjoyed it?
Yeah,
I've enjoyed it tremendously. I thought, whole group, different group of people, different insights, and I really liked, as we were talking, the AP manager panel, the collaboration panel. How about you, Gareth?
yeah, pretty much the same. Like we'll go through each one and I'll give my viewpoints. So, do you want me to just start off with?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we kicked off this morning at 10 o'clock with Julia Stovold, who's the marketing manager with one of our partners, Documation. And Julia spoke around how to choose an automation solution partner. So what were your views on that, Gareth and Mary?
Yes, she gave 5 very clear steps. So identification, research, intent, purchase, and implementation. And within those, there was some good. I don't want to say them because there's no point watching it. Yeah, remember. But like little things like in identification about why you need that. So how it would reduce paper invoices, wet signatures, etc. And then the research, which software providers are best to choose. Look at everything. So just get them all and make sure they've got the must-haves of what you need to do. And then the intent was how much is it going to cost? What's the timescales to implement, etc. The stakeholders got questions around that software, and then obviously the purchasing and making sure you've got cover all your blockers, cover all your negativity, so you've got that all done. And then the implementation side of it, making sure you got that regular review, etc. I've only covered it very lightly, but I thought there were some key points if you're looking to invest in a software provider.
Well, I thought it was good also. She's always very, very clear and very entertaining, and it wasn't specific to her particular service provider. But I also think, given the times that we've gone through, I know what I've seen from conversations over here is a lot of people who hadn't been thinking about invoice automation all of a sudden, are seeing the light because, they couldn't get their hands on invoices. So I think picking that topic was very timely, and, hats off to you guys, but really hats off to Julia for doing such a great job.
I think there's a Jamie, I'm sure you'll agree with what Mary just said about they're not pushing their products. I think we're very lucky at the partners we have.
Yeah.
They don't push their product. They talk in a generic term. And I think that's a great accolade for them to have.
Yeah, because not everybody will do that.
No, I totally agree with both of you. I think that Julia's very eloquent as she speaks. She speaks in a very, very short terms, in terms of very progressive manner in terms of how you go forward. But again, it was generic terminology about how you choose a partner. Clearly, Documation are a great partner. They're a partner of ours. But ultimately, not once did she sort of bring up the brand in there. Now we're promoting her brand more by doing this.
Yes.
But no, again, I thought it was a great session and very apt at the current time, because people may well be looking to choose automation providers as we go on.
Yep.
Okay, so sorry, Mary.
No, I was going to say, especially people who were on the fence and now have had a problem getting them, never mind processing them.
So at 11 o'clock, we were then joined by Chris Sanders from the CICM, the Quality Program. And yeah, so let me start with that one because there's some exciting news coming out of that, and then I'll give you. So clearly, Chris spoke around the relationship between accounts receivable and accounts payable. He looked at things like the payment reporting practices. He gave us some clear indication of things to look out for and how you should interact with one another. And I thought the presentation was excellent, if I'm honest, and I'll let you guys comment a little bit more. But clearly, the outcome of that was the Accounts Payable Association are now bringing out our own quality program, which Chris is going to head up and run that. He already runs that for an organisation called the CICM, the Chartered Institute of Credit Managers. And Chris will be heading up the APAQ program for us, which again is a big step forward because that will help organisations bring quality into their organisation. Now, I know that Gareth's a consultant. He goes around and sort of promotes best practice. And now, Mary, I know you're all about best practice.
Best practice, right. Which are changing.
So I know a quality program will be, greatly received into our global community. So it's a big positive for me. It's a great announcement for us to say that we're going to do that. So yeah, that's why I want to start first. Now over to you two.
Well, I like the idea. It's kind of interesting, or maybe you planned it this way, that you had Chris on and you're announcing this on the day that the theme is collaboration, because certainly collaboration between AP and AR, not always so smooth. So, hats off. And I can't wait to see this program. I can't wait to see this program. Gareth?
Yeah, you've touched on various things there, like the payment on time, the new accreditation. It was quite interesting on the payments on time that 70% have been reinstalled, that got kicked off, if that's the terminology to use. And then the ones that haven't come back, they're working with the commission. So it doesn't sound like it's like a naughty boy list, because he didn't want to use that terminology neither, but did. But he was trying to implement, it's not like you're naughty, that's it. They've got that chance to turn themselves around and get back on it. And it seemed like the majority were trying. And what was quite strange was that even he felt that due to the times and what's happening, how more people were achieving payments on time, which he was expecting to drop and not increase. So that was good. And then he did his bit, which we probably didn't mention, which was COVID-19 and how that affects cash, cost, and people.
Yeah.
There's some good little things in there which you don't think about, like they've still got to put the lights on or whatever in the building, so that's a cost. They've got to get newer computers. Instead of these towers, they want people to have laptops so that they can go home. But they didn't have that in one company, so that creates a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So these little things, they make you think about the bigger picture. And then obviously there was the staying in touch, the well-being, redeployment of team members. So some people might not be able to work in their existing team, might be moved within AP. They could even be moved into AR. We don't know, because it depends on where they see the resources should go. There's lots of food for thought there that he gave. And again, like all the other speakers so far, very clear, crisp, we'll have to call him. Very easy to follow, and I enjoyed it.
Brilliant. Okay, and then at 1 o'clock we were joined by Rebecca Howard
Yeah.
from ADR International, and I've had a bunch of comments from my own team, from the females in our team, saying they've got girl crushes on Rebecca. She speaks so eloquently.
Yes, she does.
She's clearly a lady of words, and actually I think you can see the passion. And you know what, for a procurement person, she understands the accounts payable and the procure to pay process exceptionally well. And I watched her presentation intently and really impressed with the format. Again, she took up on the collaboration area between procurement and AP. But again, I personally was a big fan of Rebecca's presentation today.
Yeah. She's also very endearing and very respectful of the AP folks and what they do. And at least on this side of the pond, that's a refreshing change to hear a procurement person speak so highly and with such reverence, if you almost will, of the accounts payable profession. So yeah, a fan over here too.
It was quite interesting how she made it very easy to see the, I don't know what word to use, where AP and procurement are virtually on the same keel.
Yeah.
Of the same things and the importance of why they should interact with each other, because they're virtually doing a like for like. She did then elaborate on procurement side of the business need. So some of that was new to me, like the ethical and economical and social factors of their buying, etc. So that like jogged my memory of what I remembered but sort of forgot. And then she also addressed how procurement also have the making sure that shareholders are happy as well. So that's probably why they see us only processing an invoice. But it was good to know that we're only going, well, they're on jollies, having expensive meals and doing these 10. There's more to it than that. It's not just a case of going there and getting the info. It's about looking at all the different decisions. And like I said, making sure the shareholders and the business needs are met as well. So for me, that was a good insight into what we've talked about in our group chat about sharing and understanding what the other side of the fence does. And then it makes you have that empathy then about working together and achieving better goals, which she did put in one of the slides, didn't say, share your successes, celebrate your wins together, not as a silo, but do it together. So then it embraces both teams together in a stronger alliance, if you want to
Yep.
use that.
Yeah, I like that word, actually.
Then at 2 o'clock, the three of us joined a panel of other experts, and we talked around that subject, actually, Gareth, collaboration and breaking down departmental silos. And again, just like we did yesterday with the panel, I thought it was just exceptional. I thought,
Yeah.
you know, of all the panels discussions we've done 2 of them this week. It was really engaging. We had Rebecca join us also, and we had a whole bunch of, you know, Patsy Christian joined us also, who wasn't with us yesterday, and Kerry Hannaford joined us as well. And they gave us great insights in what's happening in their businesses in these difficult times, but also discussed that they believe that actually they are breaking the silos down. They're working with procurement more so. And, you know, like yesterday when we had Chris on from the CICM, we had poor Rebecca in the Lion's Den with us. And I thought not only did she not defend herself, but I thought she spoke eloquently. And I agree with your point earlier, Mary. I think she understood what it really took to be an AP manager, and she could really, you know, she came across as though she wanted to be that person in the middle, like Gareth had pointed out, the supplier relationship manager, that person between the two. And I think Rebecca added a lot of value to that, so I really enjoyed that session today.
Yeah, I was glad that she came because she brought the other perspective, because it's real easy when you have a group of AP folks together to start, you know, telling all procurement stories about all the bad things that can go on. And she provided, you know, a different insight. And what I didn't say there, and I should have said there, is because I've been following this profession, if you will, for 20 plus years. It's a lot better than it was 20 years ago, the relationship between the two. Still a long way to go, but if you have people taking the advice of people like Patsy and Kerry, I think we'll get there.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I got. I mean, probably the key message was communication and educating the other party, so that, and vice versa. It wasn't one-way traffic; it was a two-way traffic.
Right.
So,
Right.
like Rebecca said, it's like a stream, and we're at the bottom. So it's like there. It doesn't go back up. But to be successful, I think you have to have that two-way approach. That's what I got out of it anyway. And I think majority of people gave examples of that. So if you listen to that meeting, or what do we call it, a group chat or
Panel.
You'll see lots of examples from the different managers and how it's benefited them. So you know, it's a great listen to if you're an AP manager struggling in that area.
Would also be great for a purchasing person to listen to.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, Mary. I think that, you know, because again, this is not something we announced a few weeks ago, but Rebecca's organisation, ADR International, are procurement consultants and trainers, and they train predominantly procurement people, but they've actually developed a range of programs for accounts payable and procure to pay specialists to run the programs for the Accounts Payable Association. So it's where the two overlap. So we expect a bunch of procurement people as well as accounts payable people to go through these programs, which will be launched sort of June, July time of this year. So again, I'm with you. I think we'll probably push these messages through to that procurement organisation as well.
Yeah, that should be very interesting.
Cool.
Yeah.
Then at 3 o'clock, we had Dan French. It was a pre-recorded session Dan had already run. But again, Dan was going through the global P2P survey that his organisation Consider Solution did the back end of last year. We had got 500 organisations to ask and go through a range of subjects. And I've already commented on Dan's presentation previously, so I'll be interested in your thoughts. I thought it was great, by the way, but I'll be interested in your thoughts, Mary and Gareth.
So I like Dan. He always is a good presenter. He's very easy to follow. I like, you know, that he has graphs. I'm a numbers person, so anytime I can see a lot of numbers, I'm happy. And actually, I was thinking about sending him a note afterwards to see if I could get a copy of it, so I could spend some time with the slides. And I know he's pretty generous about sharing that. So. Good insights, and I think he's planning on doing it again. So it will be interesting to see, you know, pre and post COVID, what the responses are.
Yeah, I totally agree with Mary. Started off very simplistic chart of a STP, and so you could fully understand it. A big overview, not used to that, but it was a great chart to push that message out. he went into his 500 companies that he'd surveyed, showed how it was from a wide range, not just one particular country. It was covering the whole world, basically. And he did his own little quiz with those that were listening, and then he showed the responses of the 500 that are plus that referred it back. So these were like top 3 pain points in P2P, AP, and a single decision or initiative that has had a big impact, which was a bit shocking to me, because I would have said process change. They had organisation change, new technology, cross-function, and people skills. Now, strangely, process change was a little bit higher, but all the rest were pretty level, which would make sense to me because they're all hand in hand, in my opinion. You can't have one without the other. But the feedback from the people that are listening was new technology, which I was talking to Jamie, which surprised me. But then it depends on what level we came to the assumption, because if you're an AP manager, having a new system seems, wow, it's a bit like Jamie having a new system in a bit, which we'll talk about. It's a wow, but the system only does what the system does. So if it's rubbish in, it's going to be rubbish out. You're still not improved. So it's important that all of those aspects are encompassed in my point of view. But I was very sad to see Oracle was low down, because that's my favourite ERP system, and SAP was like miles ahead of any of the other ERP systems. And to finish off, I think the one thing that Dan said when he was talking, which I pulled out, which sort of wraps up for the whole day, is that it's really important that everyone understands every part of the process to make it effective. And he said, I can't stress that enough. And that's what feedback he got from everything he sees and the results. And I thought that was a good sentence probably to wrap the whole day up, if that makes sense.
I kind of got a chuckle when he said that costs were a key management concern, but not a key pain point for the survey participants. Because at the end of the...
It was the one where the management, it was like a big concern about how the management operated or effectiveness. Yeah. And then the manager said it as well. And you're like, hang on a minute, you're saying like, that's brilliant. And then you're saying your biggest concern. So that was, he laughed about, that was a bit of a worry. I don't think I've said that properly, but you know what I mean.
Yes, I do.
And then 4 o'clock, we finished off the day with a brand new product that the APA are bringing out. And because it's a day of collaboration, it was a rose between 2 thorns. That's what we say in the UK here, Mary. So we had...
Yes, that's what we say too.
We had a very handsome Mo join us, myself and Mike were his co-hosts, and we did a live version of the new membership app, the community app that we're bringing out, which is called APA Connect. And in the UK, I know you have your own membership portal where you share content, etc. We have a similar thing. But some of the feedback we've had from members is they wanted a more interactive product. They wanted to, like a forum, like a community app. So we've spent some time putting this together, and the whole app is all that for that very reason. We're an association, we're a community. Community is part of everything we do. That's why we started. And this new APA Connect is a community membership app. So not only is it's a game changer for us, I think it will be hopefully for the industry. Yeah. And also on top of that, I think the idea of having this on a mobile phone. So myself and Mike, who are on the call, are of a certain age. Downloading an app is a challenge for us. But the young guy Mo, obviously, it was music to his ears, and I'd be interested to get your thoughts on the new membership app.
So I like it. I like the idea. I like the idea that it's mobile. I have a love-hate relationship with technology, as you're painfully aware. But at the end of the day, I like it, and I like anything that I can do on my phone. Because at the end of the day, I would say I run half my business off the phone. Just because I can take it with me, I can respond. You don't have to know that I'm getting my hair done while I'm, well, please God that I'm getting my hair done while I'm responding. So I think, definitely in the right direction. And I can't wait to see it, by the way. So Gareth, you better be a fan.
I'm a fan of anything that doesn't involve me, and that was the first time. So I'm a massive fan of it. No more calls or emails saying, "Can you fix this? Can you put this on? Can you do that?" So
it's not working.
I'm happy. know, getting rid of events, right? Having it all in one location to me is a lot smarter way of us working, and it's also a lot smarter and easier to access for those that want to buy tickets for the event. If I saw what was correct and I've grasped it correctly. I mean, that's just around the events bit. So you had other areas as well, like AP Connect. So that's like a new area entirely where people can chat. And you got the forum as well. Again, that's like events. It's been made simplistic and smarter. So again, that looks great. And the members offers and the polls and resources, it just seems like the new system, it's all in one place. It flows quite logically, and having it, like Mike said, in an app, and yourself, Mary, that's like another step forward as well. So I can't see anything wrong with it from my point of view, especially that I don't have to do anything anymore.
And he admits that in public on tape.
Mary, to say, Gareth, in fairness, so again, if I had to take it off to him, he's the guy behind most of the things we've ever done. So systems, processes, our virtual platform from last year. But with the COVID situation, I actually can, hand on heart, say I've done a lot of this myself. So I've had to put the virtual platform we're on currently, I've had to put that together personally. The membership app, I've worked in conjunction with our team. But Gareth's absolutely right. I think the great thing about the app and the membership portal is it's the community thing. You know, it's when we started the AP Association, I was very clear that, you know, I came out of a very successful consulting career, and I wanted to go and help a community of people. I really wanted to bring that forward. And, you know, and I'm sure you do the same, Mary. Personally, I could earn an awful lot more money going becoming a consultant again, traveling the world and all this good stuff. I love what I do, and I don't always get, you know, the financial rewards, which I know our community don't either. But things like the community app, I really do think will take our membership forward and our community forward. So I'm hoping everybody will agree with that when they see it, and it's going to go live during June. But yeah, you know, I think it's a game changer for us. And I know, Mary, you know, you're going to be on our panel in the community app. So you'll be an expert. So don't think you're getting away with it too lightly. You'll be in there as well.
Right, so I'll have one of two days where I inundate poor Gareth with a lot of emails. It won't work. It won't work. And then it will be fine.
Next an office now, please. Jamie, he's the guru.
Okay.
Being clever, we could wrap that up with what's happened today, Jamie. I mean, like from Julia's point of view about making sure the system is your wants and needs. Originally, we just went out and grabbed stuff, and you'd go, here it is, work it out how to use it. Right. We didn't do all that work that like Julia's talked about, and covering some of the points that like Dan has as well. So when you look at some of that stuff there, it's quite relevant even to us, even though we're not in an AP strict environment, but you can still apply what Julia has said there and the findings of Dan as well. And like I said, to me, it looks like a step in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Well, several steps.
That's a very nice wrap up. I actually didn't put two and two together, but he's 100% right.
Yeah, I agree with that. Gareth's hardly ever right, Mary, but I do agree with him on this one. So. Well done, Gareth. And then I thought, you know, so tomorrow, the tomorrow session. Now I know obviously it's early in the morning for you guys in the States, Mary. And how did a question for you? How did yesterday go for AP Appreciation Week in the States?
It went well. We have, you know, we're sending out, so we're sending out games and alternating games, information. So it went well. It went well. A few emails didn't get through, but you know, such is life. So we're looking forward to the rest of the week, and we're looking forward to having you. This is a little reminder, Mr. Radford, on Thursday when we're going to talk about invoice problems. And we have a few COVID-related ones, unfortunately. So pretty good, fingers crossed, but not nearly as a massive undertaking as you have done in the UK, and successfully, I might add.
Yeah, I think the thing is, again, so, you know, I've been watching social media, you know, intently. Obviously, we've been recording live sessions, but I think today has really upped the game in social media. So I've seen photos, videos, I've seen lots of kudos being given out by managers and teams. And it's just absolutely exceptional to see all these people who are going through just the most worst time in the world and also still trying to celebrate. And do you know what? One of our customers Yorkshire Water, I'll name them. Yorkshire Water, their CFO, their commercial managers, all of the top people went online onto social media and gave respect and kudos to their entire AP team. So when you've got that level of people engaging, and they're not the only ones, by the way, there was an awful lot of other members of ours that had similar people do that. So it wasn't just the AP community, and I thought it was quite fitting in a day of collaboration that others would give kudos to the AP community. So it was very nice. Some great stuff on social media today. LinkedIn obviously heavily, but on all of the social platforms as well. It's been good.
And it was nice to see that the technology for your wall of appreciation worked.
Absolutely. You know what? When it told me, Mary, it was working, and I still haven't seen it, but people are commenting and saying, yeah, all the hashtags are working, the wall's working. So do you know what? Once we get off today, and I know you've got a whole day planned ahead, Mary, but I'm going to have a long glass of beer, I think, and go and look at the wall of appreciation and probably put a few thoughts on it myself as well.
Good. Good. I looked just before I got on. You'll be pleased.
Perfect.
I did a box of chocolates off their employers for all the hard work done. I've just got into bed and I'm looking at this box of chocolates thinking, I want some chocolate now.
I will, when we come out of lockdown, I'll buy you a Toblerone.
Don't post that late at night. It's too dangerous for me.
Yeah, I know.
Especially when it involves chocolate or cake.
Yeah.
Just before we wrap up, both, look, again, thank you ever so much, Mary, for taking the time throughout the day. I know it's exceptionally early that you're getting up at. Again,
okay.
Shows your pure commitment and drive, and I appreciate that. Gareth, as always, I appreciate everything you do for the association. It's all in Gareth does it out of the goodness of his heart most of the time, so I appreciate that, young man. Tomorrow's day is leadership. I'm hoping we're going to have some brilliant conversations. We've got a ram-packed day again. We've got our expert panel again, and then the three of us will wrap up in the afternoon, late afternoon, and hopefully have some really lovely things to say again.
I think we will. I think though we'll have a lot of competition with the expert panel.
I think so tomorrow.
Can you just confirm when the APA Connect is live?
Yes, so we're hoping that next week we'll have our first tranche of live participants, Gareth. So the official live date will be the first week in June, but we will start to board some of our current members on next week. So Mo will be reaching out to people next week, but June, I think, the first week in June, the problem at the moment, as with the COVID scenario, we're hoping and fingers crossed that a date will come out, but I'm not going to push people, which is, usual thing.
Yeah. And if they're just back to work, that has to take priority.
Absolutely.
Well, my hat's off to both of you. You did a fabulous job, and technology works.
Well, it's sort of. It's just for us three, it didn't. For everyone else, it did. You're a star. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day, Mary. Gareth, have a lovely evening. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.